My family, what if I told you that the pain you're carrying isn't depression, it's preparation? What if the sleepless nights, the constant overthinking, the feeling that you don't belong are not signs of weakness, but signs of awakening? What if that overwhelming heaviness on your chest isn't meant to break you, but to build something new inside of you? You see, this world moves fast. It tells you to smile, perform, and stay busy. But when your spirit starts stirring, when your soul starts waking up, it gets quiet. And in that silence, everything starts to feel heavier. But here's what no one tells you. Being chosen doesn't start with celebration. It starts with isolation. It starts with pain. You're not lazy. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You're being set apart. That deep sadness you can't explain, it might be the weight of a purpose that hasn't been revealed yet. That feeling of not fitting in, maybe it's because you weren't meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out. You've been looking around, wondering why no one understands you, why you feel this emptiness inside, but maybe the emptiness is space being cleared for something greater. Maybe God is removing the noise, the distractions, the false connections so you can hear Him clearly, so you can step into your assignment. So my family, I need you to pause before you label yourself as depressed. Sit with this question. What if I'm not broken? What if I'm being chosen? Because sometimes the battle inside you isn't a breakdown, it's the beginning of a breakthrough. And the weight you're feeling isn't a burden, it's a blessing in disguise. You just haven't seen the full picture yet, but it's coming. Keep holding on. You feel disconnected from the world. My family, have you ever walked into a room full of people and still felt completely alone? You smile, you nod, you try to engage, but something in you just doesn't connect. Crowds drain you. Small talk feels empty. And no matter how hard you try, you just can't force yourself to fit in. If that sounds like you, I want you to know that's not a flaw. That's not social anxiety. That might just be the first sign that you've been chosen for something higher. When you're called for a divine purpose, the world will often feel too loud, too shallow, too meaningless. That's because your spirit is tuned into something deeper. You crave connection, but not just any connection. You want realness, truth, purpose. You feel more alive in solitude than in a room full of noise. You feel more at home in prayer, in nature, or in quiet reflection than in parties or popularity. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's sacred. The chosen are not meant to blend in with the crowd. They're meant to be set apart. When God is preparing you for something powerful, He will often isolate you, not to punish you, but to protect you, to develop you, to give you clarity that can't be found in chaos. The reason you feel like a stranger in your own life sometimes is because your assignment doesn't match the environment you're in. Your soul is growing, even when your surroundings haven't caught up yet. You're not weird. You're not cold. You're not distant. You're being trained in the quiet, elevated in the unseen. So stop apologizing for your solitude. Stop questioning why you don't vibe with everyone else. It's not because you're broken. It's because you're being positioned. You weren't made to follow. You were made to lead. And that feeling of not belonging, it's just a reminder that you were never meant to fit into a place. God is calling you to rise above. You're breaking down, but something inside keeps you going. My family, There are moments when it feels like everything inside you is falling apart. You're exhausted, you're overwhelmed, and sometimes you wonder how much more you can take. It feels like you're breaking, like the weight of life is too much. But even in those lowest moments, when you're lying in bed staring at the ceiling, holding back tears or praying for a sign, there's still something inside you that refuses to give up, a tiny spark that won't go out. That's not weakness. That's not just resilience. That's purpose, keeping you alive. You see, when something is being rebuilt, it first has to be broken down. God can't fill a cup that's already full. So sometimes life has to empty you, strip you of everything you thought you needed, so that he can rebuild you with something stronger, more lasting, more divine. And it hurts. Growth always does. But that fire inside of you, that whisper that says, keep going when everything else is telling you to quit, that's not coming from your mind. That's coming from your calling. Most people collapse under pressure. But you've been tested, shaken, pushed to the edge, and somehow you're still here. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're being forged. It means your soul has been chosen to endure what others can't, because your purpose is bigger than theirs. You may not see the progress right now. You may feel like your efforts are invisible, like your prayers are unheard, like your strength is running out. But trust me, God sees it all. And more importantly, he sees you. That fire inside of you, it's divine. And it's proof that you were never meant to be destroyed. You were meant to be developed. So if you're in a season of breaking, don't lose hope. This isn't the end. It's the preparation. You're not falling apart. You're falling into place. One day you'll look back and realize that what nearly broke you was actually what built you. That fire inside you never lied. It knew you were chosen all along. You faced rejection, isolation, and misunderstanding. My family, if you've ever felt like the world keeps closing its doors on you, like people keep walking away when all you've done is love with sincerity, this message is for you. Rejection stings. Isolation feels cold. Being misunderstood can make you question your own heart. But what if I told you these experiences aren't signs of failure? They're signs of being chosen. When you're called for a purpose, your journey won't look like everyone else's. You may not be the one they choose first, the one they understand, or the one they applaud, but that doesn't mean you're not valuable. It means you're being hidden for a reason. You're being set apart until the right time comes. Diamonds are never found on the surface. They're buried, shaped under pressure, and only revealed when the time is right. So when friends walk away without explanation, when family doesn't understand your dreams, when you constantly feel like the outsider in every room, don't let it crush you. Let it confirm something deeper. You were never meant to be common. You were never meant to be easily accepted or easily explained. You carry something rare, something powerful, something sacred. And not everyone will recognize it because not everyone is supposed to. Sometimes God isolates the chosen to protect them from distractions, from premature exposure, from relationships that would delay their growth. Rejection isn't always about you not being good enough. It's about certain doors being closed for your protection. Misunderstanding doesn't mean you're lost. It means your vision is ahead of its time. And isolation isn't punishment. It's preparation. So my family, if you've been left out, left behind, or left wondering why, You are not forgotten. You are being positioned. Your silence is not emptiness. It's sacred ground. Keep your heart pure. Keep your eyes forward. The people who rejected you weren't meant to go where you're going. The ones who misunderstood you were never meant to carry your vision. And the isolation you feel today might just be the quiet before the breakthrough. You are not unworthy. You are not invisible. You are hidden for now, because your time hasn't come yet. But it's coming. And when it does, every no will make sense. Every tear will have purpose. And every moment alone will feel like holy ground. You feel a calling you can't explain. My family, have you ever felt something stirring deep inside you, but you couldn't put it into words? It's not something that screams for your attention, but it's always there, quiet, persistent, and undeniable. It's a calling that doesn't make sense in the world around you, but you know it's real. You don't have all the answers, and maybe you can't see the full picture yet, but in your heart, you know you're meant for more. It's like a soft whisper that keeps pulling you forward, urging you to step beyond what you see and what's familiar. This calling isn't something you can ignore. You can try to distract yourself, fill your life with noise, or push it to the back of your mind, but the pull remains. It's there when you wake up in the morning, and it's there when you go to bed at night. Even when you're surrounded by others, you still feel this quiet sense that you're on the edge of something bigger than yourself. This feeling isn't random. It's not a passing fancy. It's not just a dream or a wish. It's a purpose. And even if you don't have a map or a guide to show you the way, that pull is leading you somewhere important. It's drawing you toward the life you were always meant to live. We may not know how or when or where it will all come together, but that's okay. What matters is that you trust the feeling. You trust the tug in your soul that says, you're not here by accident. You were made for something greater. That whisper in your heart isn't just a reminder of what you can do, it's a reminder of who you are. You're not meant to fit in. You're not meant to follow the crowd. You're meant to step into something that will change everything. Your life, your purpose, and the world around you. So my family, when you feel this calling that you can't explain, don't ignore it. Don't doubt it. Don't think it's too big or too impossible. That gentle pull is the sign you've been waiting for. It's the evidence that you were chosen. And one day, when the pieces come together, you'll look back and see that every step, every struggle, every moment of uncertainty was part of the path that led you to the purpose you were born to fulfill. Keep following the pull. It's leading you to something beautiful. Your life feels like a series of tests. My family, have you ever felt like life is just one test after another? Like every time you think you've made it through a challenge, another one hits you harder than before? You take one step forward, only to be knocked back 2 steps. It feels like the universe is constantly testing you, pushing you to your limits. And just when you think you've caught a break, here comes another trial. It can be exhausting, frustrating, and discouraging at times. But here's a powerful truth. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. You see, tests aren't random. They don't come to destroy you. They come to build you. Life's challenges are the tools that shape you into the person you're meant to become. When you're faced with difficulties, it's easy to think, why me? But that's the moment when you need to remember, pressure creates diamonds. The harder the test, the more intense the pressure. the greater the potential for growth. Each test, each hardship, each trial is strengthening you in ways you can't always see right now. It might feel like you're being crushed under the weight of everything, but that's the very thing that's shaping you into someone more resilient, more wise, and more capable. Just like gold is refined in fire, your spirit is being refined. In these tough moments, it's preparing you for something far greater than what you can imagine. When you face obstacles that seem insurmountable, remind yourself that this is part of your process. The world isn't against you, it's pushing you into a higher version of yourself. And while it might feel like life is testing you, the truth